All right, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about handling an ex during birthdays and holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, or whatever other holidays. So, usually this is going to include things like what to do if your ex wishes you a happy birthday, if you're allowed to wish your ex a happy birthday, Merry Christmas, things like that. It's been a while since I've done a video in this format. This is kind of like the old school version of me doing things. But I wanted to sort of produce a little bit more videos today. And so for whatever reason, I just wanted to kind of pull out the old style and see how it performs with you guys. This is kind of the ultimate guide for handling an ex during birthdays and holidays. So there's really two categories that this fits into. You have the categories of where you're considering reaching out during a holiday or a birthday, or you have the category where your ex is considering reaching out during a holiday or a birthday. And depending on where you fall into this category or where you fall within these categories, the rules are going to be a little bit different. So what we're going to be doing today is talking about this. And to be honest with you, this has always been a real big pet peeve of mine, specifically when it comes to birthdays, because everyone always asks, like, can I wish my ex a happy birthday? Or do I respond if my ex has a happy birthday or wishes me a happy birthday? And I'm always responding to people about this question, it seems like, on a daily basis. So it's become sort of this weird pet peeve of mine. But what's really interesting about birthdays is that how you handle birthdays is exactly how you handle holidays. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to sort of merge them together. So let's first talk about situations that it's okay for you to actually reach out during an ex's birthday or during a holiday for an ex, and what the rules are for that. So when is it okay for you to reach out to your ex? Well, no matter what, if you're in the middle of a no contact rule, you are not allowed to reach out to your ex. And this also includes limited no contact. So if you don't know, the no contact rule is kind of a traditional, like, hey, use this rule if you want to get your ex back. It's kind of the first building block for your success. The limited no contact rule is basically an identical version of no contact, except in certain circumstances. So, for example, if you live together with your ex, then it's kind of impossible to do a no contact rule on them if they see you every single day. Or if you share children with your ex, what happens if you have to rush your child to an emergency room and you need your ex's help? Well, in those cases, you're allowed to break no contact during limited no contact. But no matter what, even in limited no contact and in regular no contact, it's not okay for you to reach out and wish your ex a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas or a happy Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or whatever holiday it is. It's not okay if you're in the middle of no contact. Where it is okay for you to reach out to your ex during a birthday or Christmas or whatever other holiday that you're celebrating is if you're in the rapport building phase of things. But it really is dependent on where you are during the rapport building phase of things. So, for example, usually you don't want your first reach out to your ex to be like, hey, happy birthday. No, you're going to usually want to have built up some rapport with your ex. So if you're not familiar, our value ladder is a sort of a concept that we teach our clients on how they should be reaching out, the methods of communications they should be using with their ex. And we always tell them the first step is to do a no contact rule. And then after that, you build rapport and build value in the text phase. Then you move up to the phone call, FaceTime, video chat phase. Then it's the meetup phase. Then it's the romantic date phase. And then once you've done all of those steps, usually that's when your ex is ready to ask you out, or you're ready to pose a question to your ex that gets them to ask you out. So usually you don't want holidays or birthdays to be the first thing you talk about after a no contact rule. But if you're already having some success with rapport building, it is okay for you to wish your ex a happy birthday. Now, how do you wish your ex a happy birthday? This is a great question. The first thing I would say to you is you do not want to reach out to your ex and say, like, happy birthday, I miss you so much, I love you so much, things like that. You want to keep it strictly business. Happy birthday. You don't need to add an exclamation point or emojis. Happy birthday is fine, or Merry Christmas is fine. Just super business related. Now, let's switch gears and talk about if it's okay for you to respond if your ex is reaching out to you. And what you're going to find is there's a lot of commonality between Basically, it's identical rules here. So to recap, if your ex reaches out to you during the no contact rule, no matter what, saying happy birthday or Merry Christmas, don't respond. That's the rule. That's what no contact is. Same thing goes with limited no contact. And as far as if you can respond if they reach out to you during the rapport building phase, the answer is yes, but also the same stipulations exist where you're only supposed to respond to them if you have had some rapport being built up already. This is not the type of thing that you want to sort of build rapport, and it's like the first type of like building block to building rapport. That's not how this is supposed to work. Now, there's a few other extracurricular things that I'd like to talk about. We've already kind of touched on the first text aspect, which is if you're at the start of sort of the rapport building phase, this is not the first text you should send to your ex or your ex should receive from you. It shouldn't be a birthday wish. It shouldn't be a holiday. It should just be very, very, you should save that kind of stuff for later on once you're already kind of built. Now, where it gets kind of interesting is looping the sphere of influence into that. So if you're not familiar, the sphere of influence is kind of this concept that we created to describe the people that your ex surrounds him or herself with, the people whose opinions that they care about. So usually this is going to be really close friends, really close family members, mom, dad, sister, things like that. The question is, can you reach out to them and wish them a happy birthday? Or can you reach out to them and wish them a Merry Christmas? And the answer is yes, you can reach out, because usually we're finding correlations between success with regards to how much the sphere of influence likes you, as well as your ex's perception of you. So it almost plays better if the people that your ex surrounds themselves with like you, because they feed this narrative in, like, why did you break up with her? Why did you break up with him? And you want them to do that. So you want to stay on their good side, so to speak. Now, here's the stipulations. You are allowed to, let's say that you're really close with your ex's sister, like you became best friends. It's okay to wish your ex's sister a happy birthday on her birthday, or a Merry Christmas, or a happy Thanksgiving on a holiday, or I guess like Labor Day is coming up, so I don't know if that, or Memorial Day is coming up. I don't know if, I don't think that's a big enough one to sort of romantically wish someone like, hey, happy Memorial Day. But a big enough holiday you can kind of wish the sphere of influence, well wishes, I guess, on the holiday or the birthday, but you're not going to mention your ex at all. And if your ex's sister, for example, in this example, brings up your ex, what you want to do is, I don't want to talk about him or her. I just want to talk about you. So that's sort of the sphere of influence side of things. We have seen exes get actually kind of territorial over the sphere of influences, so you do want to take those into account. If your ex is a very territorial person, sometimes it's just not worth the risk to do it, but we have seen that happen. And the next thing I would say is social media. So a lot of times people are asking us questions on, well, what if my ex wishes me a happy birthday on social media, or wishes me a Merry Christmas on social media like Facebook or Instagram? What you're going to want to do is, instead of specifically responding to your ex, because chances are your ex isn't going to be the one that only wishes you happy birthday. You know, your mom, dad, sister, your friends, or sometimes I get people I have not talked to in years wish me happy birthday on Facebook. And the best way to handle people like that, and so your ex doesn't feel like, wow, he or she's really thinking about me, look, I'm the only one they responded to, is to literally make a post on Facebook or Instagram where you say, I just want to thank everyone for all of the happy birthdays or Merry Christmas, and I just want to say the same thing back to you, so that your ex doesn't feel overly special. So those are kind of like the navigational rules for how to handle if your ex wishes you a happy birthday, or if you should wish your ex a happy birthday, or holidays or special occasions. The one final thing I will say is Coach Anna and I actually did a really, really long interview where we went through even more nuanced situations with regards to birthdays and special occasions and holidays. So if you're interested in learning more about, like, hey, these are kind of the rules that no one ever thinks about with regards to holidays, special occasions, birthdays, things like that, check out the interview that we did together called Handling Holidays and Special Occasions. It's on our YouTube channel, or you can actually go to Apple iTunes. I'm trying to get the podcast on Spotify, but we actually, it's also a podcast episode. So if you can't find it on YouTube, you can go to iTunes basically, or Apple Podcasts and find it there. One final thing, in the description link of this YouTube video, and I guess if you're listening to this on the podcast, we're constantly promoting a quiz that we tell people will help them basically figure out the starting point of whether or not they have a good chance of getting their ex back. We highly recommend that you take this quiz because it's really going to give you an idea of where your starting point is, and you get a couple of really cool things. Not only do you get kind of an idea of what your average chances of success are, but you also get a 4-day video course where basically I sit there and give you the building blocks for how you should be starting to get your ex back. So over the 4 days, when you sign up for our quiz, you'll be given this really cool video course that's being sent to your email for 4 days in a row. That basically is it's probably like 40 minutes worth of material on this is what we recommend to do. These are the best practices. So if you're interested in that, all you got to do is simply look in the description link below this YouTube video, or if you're watching this or listening to this on a podcast, hey, what's up? Don't get into a crash, but if you want to, you can go to our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, and check it out there. Basically, the quiz is promoted right there, and we will get you taken care of. That's going to do it for this, and let me know if you guys have any more questions, comments, or concerns about what we should talk about next. I'll see you next time.